Welcome to the longest poker spaces that's been running since 2023. I'm your host, Sherry Pluskota, and I'm happy you're with me, joining me either live or listening at a future time. I thank you. And many thanks to our sponsor, Elevator Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. Just a reminder, you can find the recordings of all my past spaces, or at least most of them, on my YouTube channel at Sherry Pluskota 9212. Please subscribe. It is free of charge. The kickoff of my daily WSOP coverage will be Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Vegas time, or Pacific time. If you are part of my fantasy poker league, um, next week, this next few days is going to go fast and furious. So definitely keep your eye on our chat so that we can get our team drafted as soon as that goes live. Don't forget, our meetup game is June 21st at the Bellagio Poker Room. I thank Sean McCormick and the folks over at the Bellagio for providing a space at 1 p.m. on June 21st for our meetup game. It's our fifth official Spaces meetup game. Don't forget, there'll be free pizza and lots of Splash the Pot items, so you don't want to miss that one. My guest tonight is Christina Gollins, aka Baby Shark, who transitioned to the poker world from property management career. She is the proud owner of two WSOP rings. She won the first one in December of 2021 when she binked the $400 no limit double stack at Bell Gardens for over 24K. The second ring came when Christina took down the housewarming opening event at the Commerce Casino in May of 2024 for over 105,000. Christina is listed on the Hendon Mob with a total live earnings just under $1 million, with her best live cash being that win when she took down her second WSOP ring. So impressive. I would like to welcome Christina to the space this evening. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm great. Can't wait to talk about myself for 30 minutes.
I love it. It may go longer than 30 minutes, but we'll let you off the hook whenever you need to go, okay? Deal?
All right, whenever I get sick of talking about myself, I guess.
Well, the good thing is you shouldn't get stumbled up, right? Because you're talking about the thing you know best, yourself. So there you go. Tell us how you got started in poker.
um, Honestly, it was one of my best friends that forced me to play a house game. Actually, someone on this call right now was in this house game
I love
10
it.
years ago. And from there, I just got hooked. I really thought I was going to hate the game. Really thought it was like the most boring thing ever. But once I figured out that there was psychology involved in it, which was pertinent to what I was learning at the time, going to college for psychology, so I got to practice what I learned. And then realized that I'm pretty good at telling when men lie to me. And
I love that so much.
so I was like, okay, well, if I can make money doing this, this feels like better than a stripper. So we'll just do this route.
I love it. And you certainly have been making some good do re mi, as they say. So, glad we can keep you off the pole and in the poker world. Tell us how you got the nickname Baby Shark.
It was coined by some friends, and it kind of stuck after the final table of the bracelet ladies event. Probably, what was it, 3 years ago? Um,
2022.
yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they would play that song every time I would win a hand, and the name just kind of stuck. I'll
Oh,
take it. It could be worse, right? I'll take the little Asian boy with the short hair. It's fine.
right on. And I was going to bring up the 2022 ladies event. I was actually in the Thunderdome watching that final table. I didn't get to stay till the end, but I watched quite a bit of it. Uh, so
Oh,
our
cool.
audience knows, you took third place for over 73K in that event. And what a great run that was for you. What did you learn from that deep run?
Honestly, how bad I played. I played I watched it back, like, a year later, and I was like, "Holy shit." That was pretty terrible. But honestly, it was my first year going, full time, and it was my first, like, televised, bigger final table, and so there was a lot of pressure, and I was just
Sure.
trying to, like, not shit myself the whole time, to be honest, and so it was just, like, trying to calm the nerves, trying to, like, play correct, trying to remember the charts. All of that went out the door, and really, I just, like, try to go with, like, gut instinct.
Well, and you know what? I think you just gave 95% of us that are listening a lot of hope with that statement about, um, you just played from your gut. And you know what? It wasn't your best poker, but guess what? You got third place, Christina, for God's sakes. I mean, there's no shame in that game. Let's admit it. For those of us that may not, for those that may not understand the need or want or importance of ladies' events, can you tell us what you see as differences between ladies' events and open field events?
Oh boy, I'm probably not the right person to ask. I have my own thoughts about ladies' events. To be
And
honest, I'm really not a fan. I'm just gonna throw that out there. This is gonna be a very unpopular opinion.
no, and I'm going to tell you something. I see the need for them, just to let you off the hook a little bit. I see the need for them and I support them and I play several of them a year, but I prefer the open field events myself. So go ahead.
Yeah, I understand the need for them. I'll say that. I don't love that we have a segregation when there's like, when everyone, all the women are just like treat us equal, like we're just as good as the guys, and yet we're the only ones who
No,
don't
I
win
get it.
their own tournament.
No, 100% get what you're saying. I have felt that way early on myself when I started to think about the subject matter several years ago, and that was part of my thought process. But then after going to a few of them, especially the lower buy-in ones, when you had a lot of newer players, like even, and I can even say that applied last year when I played the warm-up event at the WSOP. Um, we actually had we had two people at our table that was the first tournament that they had ever played, and I see that as just a stepping stone. It shouldn't be the norm unless you want it to be, right? But definitely see the need as for the stepping stone.
Yeah, Um, I think that stepping into a $200 ladies event and like a $200 South Point event is the same almost. It's pretty equal. I think that there's like, I think I'm on a different page than you because in my experience, ladies events are tougher. When you're
They
starting out.
absolutely are tougher.
And not only that, ladies are not always nice. There's like this like facade that it's because it's a ladies event. They're going to be nicer to you. They're going to be more patient and you're going to, get your feet wet. However, I have never been called a cunt or a bitch so many times in my life. Um than I have in ladies events specifically. It's nuts. And I swear to you, it's always the ones that are like over 50 that just want to attack the fuck out of me. And I don't but I play a all gender tournament and not I come at me, bro. Like not one person has called me a name like that before.
Well,
And
and I'm
so
going to tell you that my perspective may be a little different because of what I do with certain, things in the poker world to try to mentor women into the poker world, and so I think that, and it's so funny because the people that have been with me in spaces over the last few years know that I speak out all the time. And I say, we can't just say men are assholes at the table. There are a lot of fucking bitches at the table. And I have had several people reach out to me when I've been in Vegas at an event, and I'll have somebody reach out to me and say, "Well, I just got taken out and I will never play another ladies event as long as I live." And I'm like, "Wait, what happened?" And they tell me how horribly they were treated at the table, and the ones that are doing it are the ones that you at least expect to be the ones doing it. And it's really like a it's mind-boggling because you're like, really? That person did like they said what to you? And it's also discouraging for me and others like me that are trying to grow the game and bring more women into the game to have other women be the ones chasing them out of the game. And so I totally get what you're saying. And I hate to hear that because it's bullshit. Like, what's wrong with you people? You say, oh, we want more women, and then you treat each other horribly. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, you don't really know someone until you play a ladies event with them. That's what I always say. But to be honest with you, I when I got started, I didn't play my first ladies event until that WSOP bracelet event, and I was just fine.
I love it.
So
And guess what? And that's your path, right? That's your path. And I love that for you. And we want to have that path for somebody that's ready, you know? And I love the fact that you made it to third place and you think you weren't playing your best poker. Like that just made my day, honestly. I need to give a little shout out to the winner of the 2022 ladies event, Jessica. And is it Tulsi of Austria? And Julie Lee came in second. So just a little shout out to those ladies for their efforts. I want to introduce you, in case you don't know it, another person on our panel is Karen Chess. So welcome, Karen. I'm glad you joined us.
Hey, and I'm thrilled to hear the interview, and I'm enjoying it so far. Nice to meet you, Christina. And actually, I gotta say, we've met in person, but let me try to explain when, because I don't know if you're going to remember me. But because it was about a year ago. Actually, I've played with you a couple of times, but it was about a year ago. It was a circuit. It was in March. Yeah, it was a circuit in Vegas, and you and Bobby Schmidt final tabled together, and I met you there. I'm an older woman in my 50s, long hair. But yeah, I've played with you a couple of times and I played with you that circuit, but I can't remember if I was in that particular tournament. Anyway, but nice to meet you virtually too. I'll remind you visually when I see you again. I'll say, hey, I'm Karen Chess.
nice to meet you. Honestly, I have the worst memory ever, and so unless you called me a bitch, I probably it probably left my mind quickly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so noted. Hi, Christina. I'm Peaches.
Yes.
You fucking bitch. So
Yes.
there you go.
I'll remember it.
That's hilarious. If I were a fly on the wall, what's your guilty pleasure on TV or cable? What show would I see you watching?
I love trash TV, and I like documentaries. I'm currently watching season 2 of Black Mirror, and flip flopping between that and the newest season of the F1 drivers.
Oh, yeah. My daughter loved that one. I have to go back and watch that one. I just haven't had time. All my kids have watched that. They're like, Mom, you're going to love that show. And
Such a good
I'm just,
show.
yeah, I've just like tied up to 200 other shows right now. So sorry, kids. And I do love trash TV too. So that's kind of fun. Okay. So in researching you for this interview, AKA stalking you for a day or two, I found out that you and your beau Elvis love to participate in some prop betting. So your first prop bet was the first person to win a ring was going to get paid 5K by the other. Can you tell us how that prop bet went, please?
Oh, I just win all the prop bets. That's basically the end of the stories of how all the prop bets went. We, I think the
She's
prop
not lying, but I wanted to break it down because I love these prop bets. Go ahead.
it was the one that I lost was the probably the most embarrassing one ever, which was the loser had to work at McDonald's for the day, and that one was really bad to lose. So there is like a little highlight on my story on my IG of that day, which was my worst day ever. But everything else, he's lost, and I think that he likes doing it even though he loses because it like motivates him. But I just do it because I like winning. So
And I love the motivation you get from it. But tell us what you like. How soon after that bet was placed did you win that first prop bet?
um, I don't know. We've done prop bets all throughout like our relationship, especially from the start, and so it was pretty quick. I think the one that the first prop bet was like 3 years ago, and that was when I won the WSOP ring, my first one. That was based on a prop bet, so I really just
Well,
didn't want
and
to lose.
let me just help you out here. It was the very first tournament after she made that bet with Elvis that she won the ring in. So that's a little motivation. Maybe make some prop bets, people. You okay? So tell us how you won the Ashton Martin prop bet.
Yeah, that was the first one. So basically it was whoever got like a ring first, and I needed a new car, and so did he. And so I was like, well, this is the car I want. And then the car that he wanted was more expensive than the one I wanted. So I'm really fucking glad that I didn't lose that bet.
I love it. And more importantly, what color Ashton Martin did you get?
It's like a very obnoxious lime green.
I love lime green. I used to have a lime green bedroom in my home. My daughter's bedroom was lime green. I love it. Um, do you have any prop bets made for the upcoming WSOP series?
We usually do. Don't know if we're gonna do one this year because he has lost every year, and at some point you just kind of feel bad. You don't really want to. I need some other competition. Don't tell him I said that. So I don't know. It also kind of like hindered a lot of play too because our bets are usually around WSOP when there are so many other tournaments and casinos having their own series, and so like we kind of yeah, and so we missed out on a lot of stuff off the strip. So I was like, well, if we ever do this again, like we just gotta make it for the whole summer and not just WSOP, but that's not really fun. So
I
we'll
love
see.
it. I love the extra motivation. I love the fact that you keep kicking his ass and he keeps coming back to the table for the fun of it. I love it. I absolutely love it. What a guy. Out of all of the guests that I've stalked to gather information for an interview, you are probably at the top of the heap for the most fun. I found myself literally laughing out loud at some of the stories that I was finding online. You did a Poker Org interview, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it was with. So sorry to whoever the reporter was. But the question was, what was the craziest thing you ever saw in Vegas this summer? Do you remember the story you told about the ladies' bathroom at the Nugget?
Oh yeah, yeah. Ladies' bathroom. Yeah, that
All
was
right,
wild.
please share that story with our audience.
Oh my god, I can't remember all details, but all I know is like I walk in and like this this lady who's probably like 60 is butt ass naked, handing out towels, like napkins, as if she works there, like how you go to fancy clubs and you wash your hands, and she's just handing out towels. And I'm like so tilted because I just like got off this like really annoying hand, and I walk and I see her. I'm like, and I think I just blurted out like, "What the fuck?" And I just like keep walking, and she's just minding her own business. But and then like there were several naked ladies in the bathroom, and it was just kind of like weird. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like only at the Nugget, or
Oh my
maybe
God.
at New Orleans.
I literally laughed out loud reading that story. I was like, oh my God. And you mentioned something at the end of the answer to that question about, just staring in the mirror so you could see the people walking in and see their
Yeah.
reactions. And I'm telling you, that's me all the way. I would have been standing there probably an hour just watching the reactions of people coming in, because I am that one. But anyway, I laughed so hard at that story. What kind of schedule are you planning for this summer?
Uh, I'm playing a full schedule, but I don't really have a schedule per se. It's basically like I'm playing every day, and I'm just gonna
Right.
wake up and look at what the best value tournament of that day is and play that, whether it's at WSOP or somewhere else. So I wrote down. I'm like old school. I have pen and paper, and I color code all the different casinos, so I don't
Me
get
too, girl.
confused.
I have it on a like I make a calendar on the computer and I color code the each event at the casino. I have a color per casino. I get it.
Yep. Yep.
I absolutely get it. Um, then when I wake up, I just look at that calendar and I choose one of those for the day, and I love that. I don't have to waste any of my time in Vegas trying to figure it out. Right? Um,
Exactly.
do you have any pre-tournament rituals?
Oh God. So last year I got a slip disc the second week of
Oh,
WSOP. And it's because well, I went to the doctor and he told me why, but he said, it's like the 12 to 14-hour day things, when you advance and go to day 2 and 3 and 4, your body, like, you have to like be there from like what? It's like day 2 restarts at 10 in the morning. And then you're there till like
right.
1 because we had extended breaks, extended dinners. And so it was the consecutive days that did it, not like multiple day ones, if that makes sense. Because multiple day
Absolutely.
ones, yeah, you can come in late, you can come in whatever. And so I made a deep run in the very first event, and that's what did it. Like my back just my back just
Oh,
gave out. I was supposed to get surgery immediately. I was like, fuck no. I was like, you don't understand. There's something called the WSOP. I can't really take a whole like month off. Like, you're crazy. And then my doctor was like, you should really consider a different profession. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. So, anyways, this year I am
wow.
I made a point to go to the chiropractor like every week. I'm meditating, I'm doing my neck stretches, I'm doing stretches on break. I'm not just sitting there and eating my snacks in a corner. I'm fucking stretching. And I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be like super healthy with my diet. I'm trying to work out a lot because I lost so much muscle mass the last 3 years because now I'm just like I just sit on my ass all day, I feel like, and I'm a little potato. And so I I didn't realize how much muscle mass I've lost since going full
Right.
time and how important it is, because I wouldn't have gone to slip disc if I had just continued to work out. So now I re-upped my gym membership. I go every morning. I try to be good. But yeah, this life sucks.
Good. Yeah, but you know what? It's a healthy life, right? And taking care of your body is very important, for sure. Um, if if I were to say, Christina, what's in your backpack that you take to the poker table? What would you say to me?
Um, there's a lot of snacks. There's floss. There's
Me
electro
too, girl.
there's electrolytes. There's energy drinks and a lot of cash and a lot of players cards. That's about
She
it.
did not say cash. She meant to say um, she has some extra lashes
Chips.
in case she has an issue with her eyelashes. Uh, um, what recommendations would you give to somebody going to their very first WSOP?
Oh my gosh, prepare for the hellhole, honestly. It's like WSOP is fun because it's nostalgic and you can win a shit ton of money. Let's just be honest. But everything else about WSOP fucking blows, especially if you are introverted or claustrophobic in any way,
A
or just
germaphobe. If you're a germaphobe, you may want to just plan line, people.
packed snacks, like you're gonna starve. You're gonna have 12-hour days, even if you reg late, because there's extended breaks, there's extended dinner. They want to make announcements in the middle of play. It's retarded. And their food of choice is hamburgers and hot dogs for you to eat. And I literally, the last 3 years, have had to hire somebody to go out, get me healthy food, and bring it to the table for me. And so I had to pay someone like $100 a day just to do that, so that I can get like normal food or like some sort of nutrition, and so I don't die.
Well, and that's a very good point. The food choices, not only are they not like the greatest, but they're very time consuming to get when you're in the moment. So like there's no like, all-star Dave's, at least they deliver it to your table. Uh,
Yeah.
it's hard to get food when you're playing a 12-hour day there. And I'm going to be honest with you, if I was playing a full summer, I would do exactly what you're doing and hire somebody to bring me in food every day, just so I don't have the worry every day of trying to figure out how the hell am I going to get food here. And it's just annoying. The lines, the whole system is just absolutely annoying. So I understand why you would do that, and I love that you told us about it, so other people can, make that choice for themselves or not. Are there any events that you're really looking forward to playing?
I always do well, usually, the very first event I play, and I think that's because I just take a really long break before WSOP. And so I'm looking forward to the first event, which is the 5K freeze out. And then, other than that, I really like the Millie Maker. I really like those type of structure tournaments. And those are usually around like the 1500 range. So it's the Millie Maker, the Mini Main, which I think is actually a 1K buy-in this year. Longer levels are usually a lot more fun. I'm gonna try to stay away from the ones that just like ruin your health and your mental state, which are the Colossus.
Right. Right. Which
uh,
I have always sworn off, but actually this year I might play just for the experience of it. I've absolutely sworn it off every WSOP I've ever been to since probably they started it. And because I just don't think it's like the right game plan. But then this year I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take one for the team. Maybe I'll do the Colossus, but that's going to be an in the moment decision.
Yeah, you'll probably see me in the field and laugh at me, which is fine. But like, it's it's so hard to pass up because it's such a good
Right.
field. But like, it sucks because it's so super turbo-ish. Everybody right after you make the money, because I think that they do like 15% is money and then like a certain percent bag. I think it's 5% bag. So right after like you hit money, everyone has an average of like 20 bigs, which is wild. It's very, very low. And so it starts becoming like a shove fest, but it's not supposed to be a shove fest until you get down to like uh even less than 5%. And so the way
Right.
that the structure is built is awful. And I swear that they throw that tournament in there just to make people like extra tired for the series
Right.
and to just spew like 50 bullets into one tournament. But yeah, it's probably the worst value tournament you can play. But yeah, you'll probably see me there.
Yeah, probably bite the bullet this year. And it really is because of several conversations I've had for the last couple of years about it that I'm like, okay, this year I just may do it just to for the content of it, so to speak. How many times, if any, have you played the main event?
Um, every year since I went full time. So this will be
Awesome.
my fourth.
Awesome. Are you looking forward to that tournament?
No, I fucking hate that tournament. I bomb that tournament.
Oh no.
I've never made it to a day two, so and the reason being is because the levels are too long for me. Like I get so irritable and like 2 hour levels is just like fucking torture. And I just like last year I think I torched it off in the first level because I just got like I made a really sick bluff and I'm kind of proud of it, but at the same time I was like, why did I do that? I had like 600 big blinds. But This year, I'm just gonna direct day 2, so my ass like is forced to make it to day 2.
I
Because
love that.
I think you still get 75 bigs, which is plenty. And then from there, I'll just like lock in. Like, it's too much fun on day 1. You have too much fun. You have too many big blinds. I don't know what to do with that. It's like a cash player.
Well, and you know what? Good for you to finally recognize that. And this is going to be lucky year 4, and you're going to make it to day 4. How about that? That's my prediction.
We got day 2 locked, so we'll
Day
try
2
for
is locked. We're going to make it to day 4 for the 4th attempt. So here we go. That's my prediction. Um, I can't tell you how excited I was to hear about something you're involved with that's called Partnered Poker Movement. A few years ago, I mentioned mentoring of ladies in poker as an idea to some of the powers that be and was literally laughed at. My idea has sat on the back burner because real life has been getting in the way. So I was very excited and happy to read about your involvement with the starting of this partnered poker movement. Please tell our listeners what it's about.
So partnered poker is for all genders. It's not just female. I was originally gonna do female, but then I realized it's fine. We can just do
No, and
everybody.
yeah, I agree. Totally.
Yeah. So
Totally.
it's basically like what I felt in my own experience was that people would sometimes come up to me, "Hey, do you coach?" My answer is always no. I don't have time to coach, but I am more than happy to help you out with like hand histories or any questions that you may or may not have. Like, just here's my number. Whenever you run into a situation, just text me. And then I realized, like, there's probably a lot of people out there that are either retired or just have some extra time that are more than happy to, like, help somebody out without the commitment of coaching, without, like, having to, like, have their own program, without having to charge people that are willing to do this shit for free. And so that's kind of where the idea came about, where I was like, well, let's try it for the first time and see how many people are actually interested. Holy shit, there was a lot of people interested. And to be honest, I wasn't fully prepared for that.
I
Because
love it.
and I'm so glad that I partnered with Mika because she actually did do a mentorship with just women right before I rolled this out. And she was like,
Right.
yeah, hey, like I've done this before, like let's do this together. And she had I think 25 ladies do it. We had 55 partners do it. We had 170 people apply to be a mentee, and then we had around 80 mentors, and so it was a lot to kind of go through the application. We wanted to really try to curate those matches and make
Right.
them worth people's time because we asked for a 3-month commitment where you were stuck with your partner.
Right.
um,
And you want it to be successful for everybody, right?
exactly, and it's ending this month, and so we're gonna restart after WSOP is over. We're gonna do our phase 2 in August, and it's gonna be free to the public again, where we're gonna basically have people submit applications, and we're gonna have all new partners and groups, and so it was really
I love
cool.
it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And I wish I had time to be involved because I am just 100% behind that kind of effort. And a little twist or caveat to what my plan of action would have probably been was to find somebody that would mentor a female player and buy her into the ladies event at the WSOP. So for 3 months before the WSOP, you would be working as her mentor, and then you would be 50-50 into the ladies WSOP tournament. So that was kind of the premise behind what I was thinking at the time. And of course, I would have had to tweak it as we worked on the plan of action. So anyway, I love it. And believe me, I'm going to spew it out when you post it after the WSOP and help support your effort because I just think it's awesome. Do you guys have a website or just a Twitter account?
It's a Twitter account. It's a newer program, and I don't really know where I'm going with it, to be really honest. Everything is pro bono, and so there's no real point of the website, I think, for now.
Correct.
And so, yeah, I mean, these people are giving their 3 months of their time to dedicate to somebody that they don't know, a complete stranger, which is nuts already. And yeah, for I think that as far as the buy-in thing, I did have plans, but WSOP kind of sucks. But I really wanted, and my dream was to be able to put all of the groups into the tag team of WSOP this summer.
Oh my God, that would have been fantastic.
In a free roll, yeah, but WSOP hates giving out free stuff, so I'm trying to work my magic with different partners, and so it looks like it might be more of an online thing where we just do like a free roll online, and then whoever was in phase 1 and phase 2 gets a free roll at the end of the year. So we're just gonna put everybody in there at the end of the year.
Good for you guys for coming up, and it's a detour, but guess what? It's an awesome detour. So good for you guys for just working with what you got. And I love your initiative. It's Partnered Poker again, folks. So find that Twitter account. I'm sure you can just click on Christina's picture and go to her profile and find the information there. So um, there's something that we've been discussing here in Spaces, Christina, and I kind of want your opinion. And then we're going to let Matt in here. And if Karen wants to come back up, I know she's busy tonight, but she may have some questions too. Um, and this conversation goes around the topic of rebuys. How many, what's the most rebuys you've done into a tournament?
Oh, yikes. I think 7.
Okay. And let me just this is kind of long, but I wrote out a question for an interview a few months ago that I've been asking every guest, and I do have a purpose. I just want to get different points of view on the topic. And so this is kind of long, so bear with me. Um, we here in Spaces have had several discussions about rebuys, which was sparked by Cody Stanford's I'm sorry. Cody Stanford recently rebought 36 times into a $400 no limit tournament. If I said to you, Christina, the world of poker is putting a new rule into place and we want your input, and we are going to limit the number of rebuys to all the tournaments in the world, how many rebuys do you think players should be allowed?
Well, if I had to put a limit, I don't like the idea of a limit. I would say 5.
Okay. Now, and believe it or not, Cody, who is known for rebuying many times, and like I said, 36 times, not too long ago, um, he said less than 5. I think he said 3 or 2. So, I mean, the person even doing it thinks that it should be not 36, which I was really surprised by his answer, but I admire the fact that, he gave the answer that he felt was right for the game. But, the caveat to that conversation for him was, as long as they're going to let me do it, why not? Right. And so there you go. Welcome, Matt. Do you have any questions or comments for Christina?
Hi, Sherry. Thank you for having me on. Hope you're keeping well over there and across the pond.
I am. Thank you, Matt.
Goody good. And hello, Christina. Lovely to talk to you. And first of all, I've got to say best of luck with the WSOP coming soon. Hope everything goes well for you.
Thank you.
What's been who's been your favourite poker player that you've admired and why?
Oh, yikes. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm worse at these kind of questions. I think I just pick a lot of different things from a lot of different players when I play with them, and I kind of pick up stuff. There's not like one person that I'm like trying to mirror or really admire. I just have respect for most of them. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I had to pick somebody, I guess I would say Chance Cornith.
Chance Conneff's a good player. Very, very good player. Have you ever played poker abroad? Which country would you like to go to if you had the chance?
I have not, but I would love to play the EPT.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the EPT. I've been watching it. In fact, recently they did the EPT in Monte Carlo. Big tournament there.
Yeah, I'm too much of a homebody to travel outside of the States. And I also get really homesick. So even traveling to Florida for their series is a struggle for me. Hence why I have not left.
You are so funny. Where'd you grow up, Christina?
Oh God, here it comes. Orange County in California.
All right. You don't have that California draw. Honestly, it's kind of hard to hear your Californian. Matt, did you have any other questions or comments for Christina?
I think just one more because I want to give Karen another chance because I think she had lost her connection earlier on because she was on before me. Hello, Karen, by the way. Hope you're keeping well over there as well. Christina, would you, if you were to play abroad from the United States, so you say you're home, and I don't blame you for that as well, because it's a lovely part of the world where you're from as well. Would you like to maybe come over here, play in the UK?
Play the what?
In the UK. In
Oh.
the UK.
Oh, maybe. I mean,
I think I'm getting a read. I think I'm getting a poker read here.
I really want to play with you Euros. With people better than us. I'm staying home with my dogs.
You're so funny. Oh my God, I love you so much, Christina. All right, Karen, welcome back, Karen. Did you have any questions or comments for Christina, love?
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you, along the way here, if you've studied, some people are more, they learn from experience, and some people study, and then some people do both. And I'm wondering what you do to improve your game and what you've done all along.
Yeah, so I took a very unconventional route, and I don't really recommend the route that I take to people unless you just save a bunch of money, have a set bankroll on the side, and are okay with blowing a shit ton of money. A lot of people are really uncomfortable when I tell them the amount that you're going to have to just invest in your future. But what I say is that I literally invested 100K just to get my ass on the felt and play with the best for, I would say, 2 years before I went full time. And that was probably the quickest and most accelerated way to be decent, in my opinion. Learning, studying, coaching, everything off the felt in theory is great. But if you cannot incorporate that in real life, or you're uncomfortable, or you just don't have enough chances to do it, it's not going to do shit for you, right? So you have to get that like live practice. So what I
I
did,
call that seat time.
yeah. So what I did was I moved to Vegas. I started playing with the best. I started playing tournaments that were way out of my buy-in league that I, in theory, should not have been playing. I was like a $400 player in the very start, but I was playing 3Ks. And but that's what I'm saying is that it was an unconventional route, but it did accelerate my learning because now all of a sudden you're picking up really good habits instead of really bad habits from $200 players, and you're mimicking everything that they're doing. You're learning every second that you're playing. You're absorbing like a sponge, and so I was quick to learn what to do, what not to do. And to be honest with you, like the higher you move up, it just kind of all looks the same. Like if if one person limps in a tournament of like 1100 and above, you get a weird look, right? If you limp in a $200 tournament, it's normal. And so you start playing like a professional when you're playing out of your league. And so if people, are comfortable with blowing, I guess, some money in the beginning, it's the quickest way to get good.
Well, I'm just going to say that definitely sounded like an Orange County answer there, Missy.
Oh shit.
Just for the fucking record.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Go ahead, Karen.
Yeah, well, thank you for all that. I love all that. So, part two that kind of goes with that. So, you were talking earlier about one of the things that interested you in poker was the psychological aspect and the reads and all that. So, do you play online because you don't really have that aspect of it in online?
Yeah, you're right. I don't play online for that exact reason.
For that reason, yeah.
I still find poker extremely boring online because
Thank you.
I can't have any fun. I can't stare at someone dead in their soul and just like try to figure them out. It's just no fun behind a screen.
They all laugh at me when I say that. I've been trying out different sites just because when I'm doing these shows and people talk about online, I want to have some base knowledge. So I
Mm-hmm.
started last year on ACR, not very much. And I keep telling them, I'm like, I hate this. Like, I want to scratch my eyes out. I'm in an 11-cent fucking tournament for 8 fucking hours to win $23. Like, fuck off.
$23. Yeah,
I hate it.
that's
Go ahead, Karen.
bad.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. And I enjoyed all the talk about women's tournaments. That's like a whole nother 2 hours. So I'm not going to go there. But yeah, I enjoyed all that. And I don't really. Okay, I will just add on to that. Just nothing new here, but I don't really enjoy the ladies events too much. But I think the bigger ones, like the ones in Vegas or WPT, are different. 'Cause you get some really good players, and then but I don't enjoy the ones like at the circuits, and I'm not even sure exactly why. I do think it's a tougher field because you have such a big skill gap. But I also think there's like for me, there's a little bit of social pressure in the ladies' events to talk more than I want to at the table. So
That's
there
actually
is.
hilarious. Yeah,
It is true. No,
it's
that's
true.
very true.
And I don't get that when in open events, if I want to be left alone, I'm left alone. So yeah, so I started out, I did do some ladies events early on, but I don't do them much anymore, except for I will do the ones with a lot of money.
Right. The bigger events.
Yeah, the bigger ones.
I love that. Love it. All right, Christina, I like to do rapid fire. Are you familiar with the concept?
No.
All right, I'm going to give you two answers. You have to choose between one of the answers, or you can pass.
Okay.
All right, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Mountains or beach?
Neither. Pass.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark.
Cook or do the dishes?
Cook.
Hallmark movies or scary movies?
Neither. Pass.
Pizza or burgers?
Both. Wait, burgers.
It's okay to have wanted both. No worries. Texting or a phone call?
Texting 100%. Don't ever call me.
I love it. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Team chop or team no chop?
It depends. Probably no chop.
And I agree with you. It depends. Because if it's a friendly home game, we want everybody to go home happy, right? So I get that. It kind of depends answer. Now, here comes trouble. One of our favorites, Bobby Schmidt. Come on, buddy. What you got to say or ask Christina, sir?
What's up, Gollins? How are you?
Hey, Bobby. Nice to hear you,
Nice
not
to
see
see.
you.
Nice to see you as well. We made the final table of a circuit event together, and I back raced you after limping your big blind, and you were mad, furious mad, because you had no idea what I had. I just wanted to tell you it was an ace 10 of clubs that I back raised all in with you. And I figured it was the best hand and I went with it. And I finally got a chance to talk to you about it.
I actually remember this moment. Yeah, I think that was actually the better hand. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Bobby.
Were you mad at him?
I think I was giggling while I was yelling, but yeah, I think Bobby did like a 0%er in a spot where I was like, this should never be done, Bobby. But sure, I have to let you have this one. So yeah, that was an annoying spot, and I think he probably got yelled at.
Well, because it was silence. You just sat and looked at me for like 30 seconds. And then she goes, "What are you back raising with, Bobby?" And the B's were super hard. Bobby. It was great. It was fun playing with you, though. You're a tough son of a bitch. It's not a lot of fun, but good player.
Thanks, Bobby.
Absolutely a crusher. I love you shared that story with us, Bobby. Thank you so much. Are you going to be in Vegas this summer, Bobby? What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm thinking
Okay.
about it. I live in Houston. I don't want to drive, but I need a car, so I'm thinking of bailing. I don't know. I'm a mess.
All right. All right. Well, we'll stay tuned and wait with bated breath for you to decide and whether or not we're going to see you in Vegas. Well, if anybody else wants to come up, last chance to ask Christina or make some comments with Christina's name. So here's your chance, folks. Karen, you got anything else, love?
No, but I have enjoyed the interview and the conversation very much.
Me too. Bobby, last chance. Anything else you'd like to bring up, bud?
No, I just wanted to tell Baby Shark good luck this summer. Do something special.
I'll try my best. You got it.
Well, Christina, thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate you and I appreciate your candor for sure. And hopefully you're going to remember me because I'm going to call you a fucking bitch and now you'll never forget me. For those that weren't here earlier, she said that's the only way she's going to remember you is if you call her a name. So, what's going to happen, Christina? Random people are going to come up to you and start calling you names now.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
That will be
But
my
thank
greeting.
you. Right. Thank you so much, Christina.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
luck. Hopefully, we'll run into each other this summer. And if you can, stop by our meetup game on the 21st of June. We'd love to have you.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Good night, everybody. Appreciate y'all.